As a teacher assistant, I receive $1,291.47, $725.46 per month. California resident tuition and fees, $17,155.12. So the grand total was, what's up guys, it's Ivan. I'm a third year doctoral student at the University of California, San Diego, where I study college access and equity. And in this video, I wanted to share with you how much money I made as a second year PhD student. So my PhD program is a 5-year fully funded program. I do want to caution by saying that fully funded doesn't mean that I don't have to work, doesn't mean that I'm on a fellowship. The way that my funding is structured is that I have to work at least 20 hours per week, either as a full-time TA, a full-time researcher, or a full-time tutor, or a combination of either one of those. I have to work at least 20 hours in order for me to get tuition remission, which means that my tuition is covered by the program. And so for my case, I have worked 10 hours as a TA plus another 10 hours as a researcher. And so the funding package that you're seeing here for the academic year of 2021-2022 is as follows. So for being a teacher assistant or a graduate student reader or having an EDS fellowship, I should expect to receive at least $21,911.49, and that's for a 9-month period. My program does not cover the summer months, so during the summers we have to attain our own jobs that will cover our salaries for the summers. Like I mentioned earlier, if you do work at least 20 hours per week during the academic year, I will get tuition remission. So as you can tell here, my program is covering California resident tuition and fees that make up to $17,155.12. And so in total, my funding package for the year 2021 and 2022 is $39,066.61. I wanted to share with you my funding package just because when I was applying for grad school, when I received my funding package, I was always skeptical in terms of, am I actually going to receive what they're telling me? I watched a lot of YouTube videos and read a lot of blogs and went on a lot of forums where people were discussing things like the amount you receive on your funding package award letter doesn't always translate to real life because of taxes. You have to pay taxes to the US government, the state governments, and you will not receive what your funding packages tell you. So I wanted to really test that with this video here. Now let's move into my income streams. So I do have 3 forms of income. So one of them is being a part-time teacher assistant. The other one is being a part-time graduate student researcher, and then the third one is a fellowship, and I'll explain a little bit more why I have that fellowship at the end. Let's talk about how much money I receive per month based on these income streams. So for being a graduate student researcher, I receive $725.46 per month. As a teacher assistant, I receive $1,291.47. I also receive the EDS departmental stipend of $375, and that comes up to be a total of $2,391.93 per month for 9 months. The reason why I have 3 income streams is because of a couple of reasons. So previously, like I shared, in my funding package, my program told me that I should receive a minimum of $21,911.49 per year. And so because my graduate student research position and my teacher assistant position do not make up that amount, the department had to give me a fellowship that made up the difference. So that difference for me was $375 per month. And then at the end, it should either total that amount that we saw on the award letter or more than that. So my first paycheck came in October 2021. So for October 2021, I received $1,611.52. For November 2021, I received $2,920.16. In December 2021, I received $2,391.93. In January 2022, I received $2,391.93. In February 2020, I received $2,391.93. In March 2020, I received $2,391.93. In April 2022, I received $2,391.93. In May 2022, I received $2,391.93. In June 2022, I received $2,391.93. So the grand total was $21,275.19. So a couple of things I want you to know. In October, I received the least amount of money compared to the other months. And the reason for this is because they actually forgot to pay me. So for one of my jobs, they actually forgot to pay for my October salary. And so that meant that they were gonna pay me for the following month, so in November. And so something that I want you to think about, or just be cautious of, is check your paycheck stubs on your portal regularly, because if they mess up and they don't pay you, you have to wait a full month until you receive that paycheck. So luckily, I was able to catch that early on in the year instead of later, and I was able to work with my supervisor to be able to fix that issue. And then the next thing that I want you to know is that in November, I was paid that amount that I didn't get paid in October. So in the month of November, I got paid the most. So the first key takeaway that I want to share with you is make sure you ask questions about your funding package during the application season or before you decide. So one of the main reasons why I chose this program was because of the funding package. They guaranteed me 5 years of fully funded, which meant a combination of obviously me working as well as getting tuition remission. So what I didn't do though when I was accepting my offer, before accepting my offer, was I didn't ask about taxes and how that played into account when you are, considering graduate school, right? I didn't also ask about the payments. I did know that I had to work 20 hours per week, but I didn't know what that really entailed. I should have talked to current graduate students in the program and asked what their experience was like, because honestly, if you have a fellowship and you don't have to work, you can dedicate more of your time into your research projects and mentoring opportunities. And so for me, I have to juggle all these things. I have to juggle working 20 hours per week as a TA and a researcher, as well as my side research projects and publishing, as well as the mentoring that I do, as well as this YouTube channel that I do here. So I have a lot to juggle on my plate. So if you can get a fellowship and not have to work, or not have to have that responsibility to work, that's the best case scenario. So ask a lot of questions about your funding package. Ask if it includes health insurance. Ask if they will provide like a relocation grant or whatever it is. Ask if they would pay for your conference that you want to attend. Ask all these questions early on before accepting an offer. The second key takeaway that I want to advise to you is consult with students who are further along in the program to see what their experiences are like with their funding. So in addition to obviously asking beforehand what their experience is like, if they can manage their finances, if they can live comfortably with their stipend that they're receiving, or the combination of funding that they're receiving, you also want to make sure that you get a day-to-day look of what it's like to live at, in my case, San Diego, with $21,000. Is it feasible? And the reason why I say that is because San Diego and a lot of large cities here in the United States are very expensive, which means that cost of livings are high, as well as just living in general. So for example, here in San Diego, the rent for graduate student housing actually went up after my year. So now it's double. For me, I got a cheap rate. I'm not sure why. I guess because I got lucky and I was here before they hiked up the prices. But now I think it's more harder for a student that comes to San Diego to attain affordable housing. And that does not include things like, your groceries or your living expenses, right? Your groceries. If you have a car, your car maintenance, gas, things like that. That does not include that in your rental agreements. And so when you are considering a certain graduate school at a certain location, make sure you speak to current students and ask them how they survive with the stipend or with the funding package they received, and see what their take on it is. For me, for example, I worked 4 years before I started my program. So I was able to save up during those 4 years so I can live comfortably here in San Diego in graduate school. So I can always rely on my savings that I saved up during my 4 years of professional work, and I don't have to struggle with only $21,000, especially because San Diego and La Jolla in general is very expensive. The third key takeaway is make sure to always check your financial portals. And the reason why I obviously state this is because they forgot to pay me. If I did not consult with my supervisor about this mishap, I don't think I would have gotten paid until the end of the year, which would be right now. Although I could always rely on my savings, someone who maybe doesn't have any savings and is coming straight out of undergrad, for example, and does not live in like a wealthy family that can support them or help support them, this could be a tragic thing that could happen to them. So make sure you check that portal after every paycheck just to make sure that they're paying you correctly and based on your understanding of your contract with the job. The final key takeaway that I want you to consider is understand that your first paycheck will come in most likely November. So make sure that you have enough money in terms of moving costs to be able to allow you to survive for at least the first 2 months of your program. You don't get your first paycheck until very late into your quarter or semester because obviously you have to work before you can get paid, and a lot of the time you don't get paid. A lot of the time you get paid monthly, which means that your first paycheck will either be in October or November. And if your program starts in mid-September like mine does, then your October paycheck is going to be very minimal, which means that your full larger paycheck is going to start in November. That's already there almost 2 months of funding that is not accounted when you think about starting your program, right? So make sure you work during the summer prior to starting your program and you save that money for living expenses once you start your program. Alright guys, so that concludes my video on how much money I earned as a second year PhD student at the University of California, San Diego. Let me know if you have any questions down below in the comments and I will get to you as soon as I can. Thank you for watching this video and I will see you in the next video.